Hello, dear friends. History in Stone. So we called the second part of the movie about Evangelical Lutheran Church of the Augsburg Confession in Russia. In this part we will see our story about churches, Moscow and other Russian cities whose communities were actively involved in the revival of the church building and structures that have historically existed in these cities. We begin the story with the arrival of the Saint Michael the Archangel of the city of Moscow and its bishop Konstantin Andreev. Hello, welcome to our underground church. We are now undergoing renovation. Just see for yourself the condition of everything here is. Now we are in the parish of Saint Michael Archangel, Evangelical Lutheran Church of Augsburg Confession. Usually we call it chapel, which located in the basement next to the metro in the city of Moscow. Why in the basement? Because during Soviet era the Church Lutherans in Moscow was destroyed by Soviet authorities in German settlement in the historic part of the city. We trying to revive the same area of the parish Lutheran Church. For this we collect archival data and petition to the government. We gave it and there are already good prospects in this regard. We want to restore not only the community but the temple itself, because that building itself can preach you on the truth revealed us in the gospel. It's true for Russia, for Russian people who see the church building and wanted to see it and pray in it. Join the silence of prayer and reverence of the shrine. Today the parish of Saint Michael the Archangel, like almost 500 years ago at the time of its creation, combine different classes of people: intelligentsia, workers, scientists, artists, young and old generations, and many others. Lutheran Church in Russia has always been one of the fundamental and the second largest in numbers, along with the Orthodox Church. The members of Lutheran Church were many of the royal court and approximate the emperor, as well as many scientists, cultural figures visited the Lutheran Church to listen organ music and to pray. We want to restore Lutheran culture and worship and hope for your support. Today we are in Voronezh, and in the front of us coming St. Mary's Magdalene Lutheran Parish in Voronezh. Lutherans in Voronezh appeared in 18th century, still during the reign of Peter the Great, who invited craftsmen and workers from Western Europe for the construction of the fleet, and many of them brought with them their culture and their religion. They needed in the building of the church, and it was built by the decision of the local authorities, and now Lutheranism in Voronezh celebrates its 200th anniversary. However, during the Soviet regime began the persecution of the believers, when church was closed and when there was energy company. After a period, Soviet authorities returned to the building, but not entirely, and now we in process of returning the buildings, and it's continued. Left returned even parts of the premises for the school and the scientific activities of the parish, for the pastor living and the future seminary, and many other purposes. We want to restore and get the whole structure of Lutheran Kirche and Church of Lutheran in Voronezh, but it was in historical place and historical movement. Now we have more details about Lutheran Church, and Pastor Anatoly Malakhov will tell us some our aspects. We are in the village Rybensdorf, Ostrogorskaya village, where is one of the largest Lutheran settlements in Russia has taken place. We are near the building of the church, and we plan to restore this church in this village. This church has a rich history, and it's considered to one of our largest in Europe for a long time. This building up to 3,000 people. At the request of Russian government, many Lutherans came to develop the land and the earth here, and in the Voronezh region also. And we have built this church and equipped their life. Now this church is a part of Evangelical Lutheran Church of Augsburg Confession. Pastor Anatoly develops life of the parish, which is a cultural monument of the state. Now requires restoration and survey of the building. Now we are engaged in active preparation for the holiday. 250 years of Lutheranism in Voronezh region. For these goals we have set up a Russian-German society. We engage the restoration of the historic appearance of the monument of culture. We need your help to complete the restoration of this building. In this village, descendants of the settlers now live, and some of them still remember how this building will be and how service take place, as long as the authorities did not apply repression. A lot of people from this village were spread all over the world, and we looked forward for their assistance in the restoration of the historic building in Russia. We are in Kursk, and Lutheranism in Kursk has a rich history. We are engaged in the issues of returning the building Lutheran Church, which was built in the late 19th century. Now this building is the prosecutor's office of the Kursk region. But during the Soviet regime were Lutherans repressed. But now we are making recovery historical and religious situation of the city of Kursk. Building is an architectural monument of national importance. We intercede state for the restoration of the Church of Lutheran in its original form, and we need your help. Today we are in Novorossiysk, in southern Russia, with us Pastor Paul Tkachenko. Lutheranism has a rich history in south of Russia. Pastor Paul had from stretch which was to restore the church was built completely by the beginning of the 20th century. In the third period it was the home of culture when the police station and etc. And Lutheran Church resisted, and afterwards here. It took here to return Lutheran Church and restoration of its external and internal appearance. Recently we have established the stained glasses window in the church, but not yet in the all windows. We are engaged in the maintenance of appearance of the church, but requires a large investment. Most of the we take donation themselves. Parishioners help in maintaining the order and cleanliness in the building and also the historical appearance of the temple Lutheran Southern Russia.
Конечно, мы все будем молиться о том, чтобы Господь помог и поддержал ваше служение.
Now we are in Kaluga. This is historical church building Lutherans. In 19th century, Lutherans in Kaluga built this building and continued to pray and make a huge contribution to the history and Russian society at that time. After the revolution, Soviet authorities shot the pastor and the church was taken for state needs. Pastor was killed, and from this building was located resident apartments for living of Kalugian people, and it is difficult to release this building from these settlements and resettle residents. Authorities in Russia is very slowly to want to resolve this issue. We ask for your prayerful support in the restoration of this church in Kaluga. Archive works, historical data, our church continue to return and move in apartments, and Lutheran Church could obtain a building for worship on historic site, and tragic page of the history could be closed.
Вместе в день торжественного освящения, открытия этого храма, мы присутствуем с вами, выяснили его в нем самом во имя Отца, Сына и Святого Духа. Утверди
Благословенно Царство Отца и Сына и Святого Духа. Domine Deus, Filius Patris, Dona nobis pacem.
Our mission is in need of support, financial, material support. The help of volunteers is also very important for us, so we invite you to help us with mission in Russia, Central regions, Siberia, Far East. We invite all those who wishes to serve the Lord and work in mission. We will take all what you are willing to support our ministry.